What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 20 Ultimate Team game. We are now in week 14 of the 2019 NFL season in the Premier Madden League, and that means there are only 4 games left in the regular season for the 8-4 Miami Dolphins. We are trying to make a postseason push with this underdog squad, and the clearest path to the postseason for the Dolphins is winning the AFC East division. We have a 1-game lead over the New England Patriots. It's a 2-team race as we head to the stretch run. The New York Jets, our rival in the division and our opponent this week, are not a factor. In fact, we are actually playing in New Jersey for the next 2 weeks. We go against the 8-1 New York Jets right now, and we might as well stay in New York for a week because we go against the New York Giants. First things first, let's worry about the Jets, who are going downfield right away to Robbie Anderson, and that is incomplete. If you guys remember earlier this season when we faced the New York Jets, the Jets should have won that game. They had a go-ahead field goal with about a minute left, and their kicker missed it. And as you see, Sam Darnold on 3rd down and 13, he's actually going to get the first down here. Since that game, the New York Jets have not won a game. I believe they tied 1 game, but otherwise, they have been losing pretty much every single game. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, since that Jets game, we have continued our winning ways until last week. We went against the Philadelphia Eagles, and they pretty much manhandled us as we get the stop on 3rd down. Despite that, we still nearly beat that Eagles squad. We had to leave with about 2 minutes left. Unfortunately, couldn't close the deal. Nonetheless, we're looking to try to continue our winning ways today, and hopefully the Jets can continue their losing ways. The Jets are worried about their draft pick and they want to tank. Fine by me, man. Doors open. You can do whatever you want to do to sabotage yourself. I'm trying to make the postseason. We're going to go hard out here. It's probably smart for us to, have a record like the New York Jets this season, but that's just not the way we're wired. 3rd down and 15. Unfortunately, our team is not exactly wired to be giving Josh Rosen time in the pocket to pass the ball. Rosen is sacked and we'll punt the ball right back to the Jets. It's Jamison Crowder on the return, and Crowder slipping him in and getting to about the 46-yard line. Obviously, the Jets are not, I make the joke about tanking, but they're not going to blatantly tank or anything like that. There's a lot of player development on the line, and if you do tank, you're probably going to be kicked out of the CFM, so you probably don't want to do that. 2nd down and 11, Le'Veon Bell. He's out here playing for pride more than anything else, and to be completely honest, anybody who plays me in the CFM probably knows that their game is going on YouTube, and they probably do not want to lose 45-0. So, even if you have a bad record, you might still want to bring the heat, as Trevor Knight does on this option. A big gain, nearly a first down. It's going to be 3rd down and inches as Darnold goes to Bell. Oh, that is close. They end up giving Bell the yard in the first down. The Jets drive stays alive, but Bell goes way backward on the next play. That pitch gets absolutely blown up, but Robbie Anderson gets all the yards back and then some. Looks like we have another 3rd down and short situation out the eye. Here comes Le'Veon Bell, bruising his way easily for the first down and about 10 more yards after that. Bell, who had the heavy workload in the last matchup against the Jets, looks like he's getting a lot of touches early on, and that'll set up the play action to Robbie Anderson. We come with the blitz, and that's exactly what the Jets wanted. A 10-play, 54-yard drive that ends in perfection, and the Jets grab the 7-0 lead, and that seems to be a theme this season where we do not get off to the best starts. In the first couple of games, we had the lead in most of the games, but it feels like for the second half of the season, mainly, we have just gotten off to bad starts, and we put ourselves in just very tough deficits to overcome. Even when we played the Bills a couple of weeks ago, we won that game big time, but we started off down in that game. Against the Eagles, we went down 13-0 and almost was a lot worse than that. Thankfully, the defense kept us in that. So we just have to try to, get into our offense quicker, get into a flow of our offense quicker, not take sacks or anything like that, back up drives right away, and let our opponent run the ball and Le'Veon feel comfortable running the ball. But once again, that comes all down to the offense converting 3rd downs, and that has not exactly been a strength for this Miami Dolphins offense, converting 3rd downs, and especially 3rd down and longs for obvious reasons. Thankfully, we convert that 3rd down so we can hit Kalen Ballage on the next play, and Ballage finds the end zone. Ballage might be the hot hand this week. As you guys know, Drake and Ballage, they kind of split the carries out here. They split the touches. But whoever's hot, we'll ride them into the third and fourth quarters. So, Balazs, so far, so good. We tied the game up as Ty Montgomery, the former Green Bay Packer, taking the return to the 23-yard line. And the Jets start off with, it looks like the same exact screen we tried to start off on our first offensive play. We lost about 5 yards in that one. The Jets get 2 yards. That's kind of the result of having Le'Veon Bell compared to Kenyon Drake. That's incomplete. Third down and 8-man in motion. Darnold looking to pass. It's a screen cross side, and look at the play by the first round pick, Christian Wilkins, the defensive lineman out of Clemson, blowing the screen up, and that is just all play recognition. That is what you want from your first round pick, because if he wasn't there to make that play, I don't know how many yards Le'Veon Bell would have gotten. Instead, the Jets punt the ball back to us. We get a big play of our own from Kenyon Drake as we try to hit a screen. That is absolutely covered. That'll be Josh Rosen's first incompletion of the game, as Balazs continuing to have that hot hand, getting the first down. The blitz from the Jets, and we are able to find Gesicki, and Rosen is definitely getting into a rhythm here. That's something that we didn't really have last week. Second down and 1, we had the space to take off, but we also have Albert Wilson way downfield. With the way that Eagles game went, where we had to restart the game because the guy lost connection and all that, that we were lacking rhythm in that game, and that definitely didn't help. So that just felt like an off game more than anything else, and hopefully that's all it is. Obviously, the Eagles are a really talented squad, but if we could just bring a better game plan and just, mind our P's and Q's, move the ball downfield, play Miami Dolphins football, we can hopefully win this game. And here we are, third down and goal at the 1 yard line. This is a huge play, potentially 4 down territory. The pitch to Balazs outside, in trouble, and Balazs escapes and finds the end zone. He looked dead in the waters. CJ Mosley was there to take him down, but Balazs outpaced him and jumped into the end zone, and we get our second successful touchdown drive of the first half. And if we can hold on in these last 2 minutes of the first half, we'll call this a successful first half, definitely, because we got Rosen back in rhythm. We got our defense playing decently. That should have been an interception for Minkah Fitzpatrick. I don't know what happened to us when we tried to get the INT, but on the next play, Xavier Howard on the right side of the field snags the football. It's a turnover, and the Dolphins take over at midfield. With under 90 seconds to go, we have a chance to extend the lead at least by 3 points, if not more. Rosen intercepted by Cashman, looking to go downfield for Grant, and that was just a bit too greedy from Josh Rosen. The check down was there, but we were looking for more, and I think we got a bit too comfortable in our passing game right there. We have to always remember when we're passing the ball to temper our expectations. Look at all the time for Darnold, but every route's going vertical, and Darnold doesn't want to push that issue, so he's just going to hold on to the football and pretty much take this game to the end of the first half. The Jets call timeout with 3 seconds left, going to try to get one more quick hitter in, but I believe that was supposed to be to Le'Veon Bell. Whoever it was to, Sam Darnold did not hit them, and Sam Darnold might be seeing ghosts out there. That's what we want. We want Sam Darnold to be seeing ghosts, and we want to force Sam Darnold into a couple of mistakes. That's not something we really did against the Jets in our previous matchup. Le'Veon Bell was just running the ball about 30 times in that game. So if we could get Darnold to throw the ball more, which seems to be the game plan of the Jets today, hopefully we could force those mistakes. First things first, we take care of the offensive end to start the second half, and Jakeem Grant on the sweep. That's Dolphins football, man. That is 2019 PML Miami Dolphins football. Premier Madden League. You're wondering what PML stands for. What a dime from Josh Rosen to Albert Wilson. The quick strike takes us to the 23-yard line as Balazs trying to run through Mosley. That's not going to fly. Second down and 8. Here comes Kenyon Drake. Drake trying to earn some more touches in this second half. A nice juke move bringing up a third down and 4. Rosen looking to pass. It's a 5-man rush and it's not coming home. Rosen with the time to use his legs to get the first down. It's always beautiful to see when the pass rush isn't coming home in 2 seconds, so we can take advantage of Josh Rosen's mobility. Second down. Here's Devontae Parker on the sweep. Parker's got the edge. Parker's got the touchdown. That's a rushing touchdown for Devontae Parker. We'll take it any way we can get it. Dolphins up 21-7 over the New York Jets. The Jets started this game off with a touchdown, but we didn't force the issue. Knowing these games take forever to finish, we're just playing our own game, playing at our own pace. We're going to, rely on a defense that primarily doesn't give up big plays. as we give up a big play to Robbie Anderson and hope we can play that kind of bend but don't break defense with this fragile Dolphins squad that doesn't exactly have the talent to, be boasting the defensive stats and stature that we do. But here we are, 3rd down and 6. It's Trevor Knight. He's got the ball, and Knight, that is close. Is it going to be a 4th down and inches? The refs give the Jets a 1st down. That's a big play. Here's Darnold back on the field, looking to pass in traffic, deflected by Baker and intercepted by Raekwon McMillan. One middle linebacker swatting to the next. You gotta love the teamwork, the tip drill in effect, and the Jets continue to be down by 14 points. The offense in rhythm, looking to continue to move downfield, get 1st down after 1st down. Just play that Dolphins football, man. We could take our shots downfield. We could try to set those up, but in the meantime, we just got to scrap for these 1st downs, and that's what we need to do today. We got to, not go for the downfield shot as we do right here, and because of that, you miss one downfield shot, and now it goes from 2nd down 8 to 3rd down 20, and that's where we get in trouble on the offensive end. Now we're getting sacked again by Leonard Williams. One Williams sacks us, the next Williams sacks us. 4th down and 26. We got to punt the ball at our own 18-yard line late in the 3rd quarter, and really, like I said, we just gotta take care of ourselves and try to manage ourselves to get those 1st downs and kind of play like the Patriots do. Take those check downs, bring up a 3rd down and 4, because a 3rd down and 4 is a lot more manageable than a 3rd down and 10, especially with the unit that we have. So, hopefully we can move on from that last drive. Hopefully our defense can get us at least one more stop. The face mask penalty giving the Jets good field position, but we're able to knock them back 8 yards. Here comes Le'Veon Bell getting the yardage back. 3rd down play action. It's Sam Darnold. Got to get it off, and that might not even be a gain. No, it's a loss of a yard, and down 14 points, 4th down and 8. Darnold's still on the field. Here comes the blitz. Darnold gets it off, but it's an errant pass. Anderson had separation, but Darnold might have been seeing ghosts. Yeah, it's Halloween. Sam Darnold might have been seeing ghosts. It's getting a little spooky out there. The turnover on downs nonetheless. Here comes Albert Wilson on that sweep. We're going out of bounds. I'm not taking that hit from Jamal Adams. We're going to protect our players at all costs with this 14-point lead. We do have a bit of a history of fumbling in the 4th quarter, so we'll try to manage that. And man, oh man, not much you can do when big Quentin Williams is getting his 2nd sack of the game. 3rd down and 13. Rosen taking off and sliding nowhere close to moving the chains. But what Josh Rosen did was get us in field goal range, not for Sanders, but for Joey Sly, the backup kicker with 98 kick power, signed off of the Panthers practice squad midway in the season. That's exactly why we have Joey Sly on this squad, and why we're probably going to keep Joey Sly and cut Sanders at the end of the season, because Joey Sly has 98 kick power. That's all you need in Madden. That's all we need for a franchise kicker. And it showed up there. I don't think Sanders would have made that kick. The wind was going 8 yards in the wrong direction for us, as it's going to be Jamison Crowder on the little bubble right here. And that is the difference between a 14-point game and a 17-point game. A 2-possession game and a 3-possession game. Oh, X nearly had himself a big interception that would have put this game away. Instead, here are the Jets living to fight another day, but only another play at that. X gets the ball, and Jerome Baker's got the interception. Baker trying to juke out Darnold down at the 42-yard line. Baker, who deflected a pass earlier and got his teammate an interception, is the recipient of a deflection this time. So it's nice to see things working out for Jerome Baker. Our middle linebackers don't really get too many interceptions. It's more of our secondary that's ball hawking on this team. So it's nice to see the middle linebackers, they do good in stopping the run for us because they're fast middle linebackers, middle linebackers, as we convert that 3rd down as Kenny and Drake gets the touchdown. Yeah, this one is a GG in the chat. So yeah, back to the point I was saying earlier, since this one's pretty much a wrap with 3:13 remaining. Middle linebackers, we have our fast and our great at stopping the run. We have to try to improve them in pass coverage, which is hopefully something we can do, in the late goings of this season, try to continue that momentum, and, hopefully next season, because if you guys don't know, this CFM is not a one-season CFM. This is a multiple-season franchise, a multiple-season rebuild we're doing with the Miami Dolphins. This isn't a one-season, we're going to try to make the playoffs and make a Super Bowl push, and, if it doesn't work, we'll do something else. No, this is going to be hopefully, a 4 or 5 season kind of thing, and, really commit to this thing throughout the Madden 20 campaign. And I'm really looking forward to it, so, just to let you guys know, if you guys weren't aware, this is going to be a long ride, so strap on in as Raekwon McMillan is about to take you for a ride. Like I said, we've got fast middle linebackers, fast enough to run away from Robbie Anderson and get the long pick 6. That was a bit of a fortunate play because I wasn't even going to use McMillan on that play. I was just swapping through my players. And what actually happened was I had my game volume on and I heard someone say screen. No joke. I heard like one of the players in the game say screen, watch the screen or something like that. I was like, this might be like a ball or a jailbreak screen like he ran earlier in the game. And that's exactly what it was. So I just jumped it, timed it perfectly. Got fortunate. Like, a lot of things have to work out for that to happen. I mean, we got it nonetheless. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It just helps Raekwon McMillan's confidence and potentially his development as we're just winding down the last 40-something seconds of this game. Sam Darnold going to take a downfield shot. Why now? Nunwa! Wow! He's got the touchdown in the Jets. Get a deep shot, and that hurts, man, because we've been playing such good defense since that opening touchdown, but whatever, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because we get the win, unless some sort of miracle breaks out here, but that's not going to happen. Albert Wilson on the onside kick recovery. Jets don't have the timeouts to stop us, and even if they did, it didn't really matter, so we'll need this ball once. They won't call their timeouts, and the Miami Dolphins are back in the win column. 9-4 is the record for the Miami Dolphins. 3-9-1 is now the New York Jets record. The Jets looking at their draft pick. Meanwhile, for us, I mean, we're looking at our draft pick, and this is a good time for me to remind you guys that we not only have our draft pick this season, or for the upcoming draft, the 2020 draft, but we also have the Houston Texans first round pick. This CFM started after the Laramie Tunsil trade, but before the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade. So we have the Texans first round pick for this season and the Texans first round pick and second round pick for 2021. We do not have the Steelers first round pick this season because we have Minkah Fitzpatrick. Clearly, he is the leader of this defense, whether he's the leading tackler or he's snagging interceptions. Today, Minkah was a bit quiet, but that's okay. We got the job done. We got the victories. Like I said, the middle linebackers are more so contributing. The offensive line still got shredded. Like, poor Josh Rosen. I don't know how Josh Rosen stays healthy. And it's a great thing Josh Rosen is staying healthy because Josh Rosen is still fighting for his career as we wind down this regular season. The offseason, who knows what the offseason is going to bring for the Miami Dolphins as far as, you know, big changes we make. We have a lot of cap space to potentially bring in a big free agent or two. And, of course, a lot of draft capital to potentially bring in a franchise quarterback that is not Josh Rosen. At the same time, though, you know, if neither of our draft picks are going to be like top 10 draft picks, it might not even make sense to draft a quarterback. And instead, if Josh Rosen is playing well, which I would say he's playing pretty well this season. Like, Josh Rosen, for the most part, you know, with the lack of talent around him, he hasn't really made many errant passes that made me absolutely facepalm. He had one at the end of that Eagles game, but that was about it. Like, that was the only pass that I really remembered. I was like, Rosen. But otherwise, before we end this video, I'm going to show you guys all of the stats for the Dolphins this season. Not for the league, just the Dolphins, so you guys see how our team is looking. We have 3 players over 500 yards receiving. You guys saw the rushing statistics. Balash looking on paper to have a better season than Kenny and Drake. Josh Rosen, even though his stats aren't really flashy, they're some of the best quarterback stats in this franchise. A lot of people are just running the ball and stuff like that, and, you know, trying not to throw throwing too many interceptions, throwing more interceptions than touchdowns. So Rosen's season is pretty good, trust me. As we look at the defensive stats, we got Charles Harris, the former first round pick, I believe, for the Dolphins out here, getting some tackles for losses, leading the team in that category. Robert Ndiche leading the team in sacks. He's not exactly our leading pass rusher, like our elite pass rusher. He just happens to get the most sacks, I suppose. The interception column, we got X, who had he had 1 in that game, so he has 6 in the season now. Berry and McCain with 4. Remember, Berry joined the season in week 3, and then we got Minkah Fitzpatrick with 14. So remember that number 14, because that means Minkah Fitzpatrick has officially tied Night Train Lane on the all-time single-season interceptions record. The record is 14, so if Minkah gets an interception at any point for the rest of the season, he breaks the all-time single-season record for interceptions in a season. As you guys check out the fumbles forced, we get a lot of interceptions. We do not force fumbles. Literally, the only times we force fumble this season is against Josh Allen, when Josh Allen doesn't slide. So yeah, And then you check out the defensive touchdowns. We have a lot of people scoring touchdowns here, and then Minkah Fitzpatrick has found the end zone 4 times. That's what happens when you get 14 interceptions. You get a lot of opportunities to get pick sixes, and of course Minkah had one in the previous game against the Philadelphia Eagles. In fact, he had 2 interceptions that game, I believe. Check out the kicking stats. Joey Sly, 2 kicks in there. Jason Sanders has been pretty decent for us. He hasn't really, shanked anything. I believe his 2 kicks were just like beyond his kick power range. As we check the punting stats, we'll check the punt return stats and the kick return stats. And remember in the game against, I believe it was the New York Jets. The last time we played them when Kenyon Drake got the safety punt return, it counted as a kick return to stats. It's not supposed to do that, but it did. Madden logic, I suppose. But that'll do it for a video, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this game and, this season for our franchise with the Miami Dolphins. Subscribe for more Madden 20 gameplays. You guys want to keep up with the CFM especially. And I'll catch you guys next time as we stay in New York, but this time go against the New York Giants.